Because I heard a conversation where your mother basically told you, are you doing porn? And
What?
then
You were doing porn?
No, I'm not doing porn.
Not she doing porn, Insecure.
But like basically my character.
Oh, it was
My mom,
I
I've
don't remember
discovered,
that.
even with rap shit. Like with rap shit when it premiered,
oh, she seen rap shit?
she was right next to me at the premiere.
The OnlyFans
And we
part?
showed
The
two,
OnlyFans, yeah.
bruh.
Yo, my lady walked in the room when I was watching. She thought I was watching porn. I was like, no, no, this is a show. I promise you this is a show. Yeah, my girl was like,
Yeah, my mom is very like, I didn't know this, but she's like conservative, low key when it comes to sex. And I was sitting next to her at the premiere of rap shit. First of all, for Insecure, it was me. I'm in it, right?
Yeah.
And like growing up, we couldn't watch PG-13 movies if I wasn't 13.
That's in my notes. You couldn't watch. Look, I just want to, just so you know.
You
It's
did
in
the research. Thank
It's
you.
in my notes. Hold on.
well, you go all in. You do sex scenes and everything in Insecure.
I did, which was new for me. But like, I couldn't watch rated R movies. I was very like
You
controlled.
couldn't watch rated R movies until you was an adult. You want me to make sure? Like,
Yeah.
You're taking my questions
No,
now.
thank
Shit. You know what I mean? I just want you to know. Go ahead.
So with Insecure, like I felt like the moment where she stopped and where she texted me, where she was like, "I'm not gonna watch because you're basically making porn," was probably around season 2, and she was like, "I'm not watching anymore," and that like.
Damn.
Like hurt my feelings low key, or I was like, but you my mom, like you've been supportive, and then like, you know, she saw us like the second season finale, we were all at her house because I didn't have anywhere to watch it. I don't have cable, and I don't think I had the I don't need the judgment, you already in my pocket, but I didn't have cable and I couldn't watch it live. Stop. And so we all went to my mom's house to watch it, and she was like, well, I'm going upstairs, I'm not watching this. And she heard us like as siblings laughing downstairs, and then she came back, and that's what brought her back to the show. But after like the Come in My Eye episode, she was like, I'm not watching this episode anymore, I'm not watching this show anymore, you're a disgrace. But then we got her back. Rap shit, she just came to the premiere. She was, by the grace of HBO God, sitting next to me, which I was already like, oh, I don't want to sit next to my mom.
Though.
But it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. But she knows I made it.
Right.
So like,
mama love watching OnlyFans.
no.
The OnlyFans shit is pretty ill.
Yeah, that was
So,
ill.
like,
That was legit OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What hurt was like, she was ready to support me. It's my new show. She sat next to me, like in the first like 5-10 minutes, she's laughing like, and then when the OnlyFans scenes come up, I like see her tense up, and I'm looking at her out the corner of my eye, and she just stops laughing. And it's like jokes after, so she's not laughing at nothing. Then the second episode airs. If y'all made it to the second episode,
I watched the second episode. Go
in
ahead,
the second episode, there's a very explicit FaceTime virtual sex scene.
Oh yeah,
because I know homie wanted it in the first one.
Yes,
so that's
so
what
he got
happened.
it in the second
he wanted phone sex.
So I like playfully, like sitting next to her while that second episode airs, I put my like hand over her eyes, and she was like, "You should have done that a long time ago." And I was like, "Damn, like that." But she was serious.
Right.
And then she was just like, "I don't understand." Like, you know, in her mind, she's like, "I did all the right things. I put parental controls. I did, you know, I restricted you from seeing things." Like, there's so many classic black movies I have not seen because my mom was like, "I don't want you to see this." Right. That I had to either sneak with my friends or I just
like
never
Harlem
saw.
Nights? Like, what you
I didn't see Harlem Nights.
Never seen Harlem Nights.
I know the big toe. I mean, my
The
pinky
big
toe
the pinky
shit.
toe, okay.
Because of Friends, but like Waiting to Exile, I never saw.
You never seen
because she like was like,
Wait, you
know,
still
that's
haven't
like,
seen?
Every black woman got to see Waiting to Exhale. That's like in like the scriptures.
In the scripture.
I haven't seen it. I could go back. I know, like, you know, I have friends that fuck with it, but because my mom was like very straight, so in her mind, she's like, where did I go wrong?
How about the Martin Lawrence movie with where he was
Thin
fake?
Line?
Thin Line.
Nah.
That's like PG.
I feel like I'd like Netflix. There was a period where the DVD phase, I bootlegged all these movies, and I bootlegged Thin Line. Like I ripped Thin Line, but I don't think I ever got around to watching it.
To watch it, whoa.
Yeah. So that was hurtful. She was not fucking with it, and she's very strict. So, I don't remember how we got there.
Let me ask you, this is a super ignorant question.
Love it.
As a woman doing the sex scenes, I mean, I would imagine this. I would ask this to a dude as well. is it awkward? Do you feel like is it necessary to do those scenes that way, like to be nude and all that?
You're not nude. You always have protection.
Right.
But for me, is it necessary? Like, I just love a good sex scene. I love depicting black people in a beautiful light. I love sensual scenes. I love, like, in films, like, some of my favorite films do it right. And where it's just like, you're, like, engrossed in the chemistry and the romance. And for me, I want to emulate that.
You want it to be real on screen.
I want it to feel real on screen, where it's like, oh, it evokes
like
feelings
Boomerang,
in you.
Like when you've seen Boomerang.
Boomerang, like, even though they had like comedic scenes and like sensual scenes, like that shit is perfect to me, and I love depicting us in that light. And so it's awkward to shoot, but it also depends on like your chemistry with the person.
But it's your choice to do that or not, right?
Well, like,
no one's saying
as
like
a
this
creator,
is what you have to do. Like this is like no one's trying to convince you. In other words.
I think I'm different because I'm on the creator side. Like, so it's my shit, but we're always like super open, and we leave the lines of communication open for the actors that have to be in the show. And if anybody's uncomfortable with anything, then we'll adjust.
Right.
But for the most part, I found that people are like generally down to just like, you know, show what they got. Some people look at it as like a resume. A couple male actors that I've worked with have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm like ready." Like, I'm
like
about
they
to show
really
them.
took you down, like in real life.
Not me, not me,
but
but like as characters, they're like they use it as an opportunity to show the world how they get down.
Yeah,
and I think that's smart too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's like, and I think that's smart too.
I think it's, you know, why not?
So when is Spider Woman coming out?
That's a good question.
And did you start filming?
Did we start filming it?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like the animated. So I'm doing the voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
In my mind, you was already like,
I know,
suited and booted.
But I'm already grateful. I've been a Spider-Man fan since I was in the third grade.
But you Spider Woman.
I'm Spider Woman.
That's dope.
Y'all, let me make some noise for that. And so y'all filmed? Or?
We have done a lot of the work. They have done most of the animation. I have one more. Well, I don't know if it's one more session. What's great about those directors is they're just constantly making it better and better.
Right.
So, like, yeah, I've done a couple sessions and stuff like that. But the film is great, and they've divided it into 2 parts. So I know that it's like.
So what is that called? Doing voiceovers?
Voice work, I guess.
Voice work. So how does this happen? They show you the scene and
you know what? It's crazy. In my mind, I think about.
Show you the scene.
They don't. Like, in my mind, when I think about animation, I thought you go to a booth, you look at what they've already drawn, and you like match to that, and then maybe they change the words. In this way, like, I just go there and I don't see anything. Like, it's just script, and you just have to imagine. And then that's the beauty of direction, is they tell you what's happening, and then you have to emote to that and make it happen. But I don't know what anything looks like. They showed me a sketch of what my character looks like.
A character, right?
Yeah, that's it. Like a photo, a still drawing. But I haven't seen like the action sequences.
I want to do that. Like, I would love to do that.
You got a good voice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
What do you enjoy more? Actually directing, creating, or actually getting into someone and working for someone?
Directing, creating.
There's
nothing better than like having an idea.
And producing, obviously.
And producing it and watching like people that you admire, talented people bringing that shit to life and making it better. Like even rap shit, like I wrote the pilot. Shout out to Sarita and the writers. Like once the pilot got picked up, the world expands in a way. And then once it's cast, it just takes on a life of its own. And it makes it real. And that's what I live for. Like just having an idea and other people making it better.
You just said the pilot get picked up, right? But how we read the HBO deal, right? This is outsiders looking in. We don't know your business for real. But we read that you were signed to them for 5 years. So when they say 5 years, is that something called like a first right refusal? Like you have to go to them and present them what you want to do. And if they don't want to do it, then are you able to take that to a Netflix or take that to a Showtime?
I'm able to take it first to within the Warner properties.
Okay, so
But
HBO then Warner.
Yeah, Warner as a whole. And Warner would have
they
TBS.
own all of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Comedy Central, TNT, all those
So
things.
they all got to pass.
They're going to shop it around there.
Then we can shop it around there.
Right.
And then I can go elsewhere. But they don't want me to go to nobody's Netflix or Apple or whatever. Because that's like, it's like gang territory right now. Everybody's super, the ownership is real.